In this video, I'm going to show you how to create or add captions to a YouTube video. When you have been the broadcast editor, or maybe if we need to just ask you for some help in class, we may ask you to create the captions for our YouTube videos. So you will get an email from me or from one of our other co-teachers, and it will say captions for the date in which you are to caption. So I'm already in my Gmail, and I'm just going to click on the email. And then here's the link. And so it's going to take me straight to YouTube, and it's going to ask me to select a language. And so of course we're always going to select English. And then it just depends on how quickly YouTube worked. You may have a list of captions that are already created. And so that can be really helpful because then you don't have to edit everything. But also it can be really bothersome. And so you can remove the auto-generated content. So this is basically just YouTube listening and then trying to figure out what the people are saying. So we're going to listen to this. And so it didn't even pick up the first person speaking. And of course, this person did not say, and I am away. She said, I am Malay. And so this can have a lot of errors and can actually create a lot of difficulty for you. It can also create places where it didn't even pick up any audio, and you may have to do more correcting. So it's possible that you might want to click remove the auto-generated content, and so then all of this would be blank. And if you do that, that's totally fine, because the only thing that you'll really have to type a script for would be a fact, a joke, or an interview, because we don't have the scripts for those. And so something that will help you while you're doing your credits is if you go to the Google Drive, and then if you go to the team drive and you go to the date, so I'm looking back up here to see what date I'm going to, the script for the entire broadcast is already there. And so I'm going to click on the I'm going to click on the team drive, and then I'm going to go to broadcast. And then I'm going to go to the date, so February 26th is the date that I'm adding the captions. And so here you can see that we have the credits, so if I need to know how to spell the anchors' names, because I don't know how Malay is spelled, then I can check that here in the credits, because in the credits it'll show me the two anchors and their names spelled correctly, because that was filled out while those individuals were in the room. You can also pick up the script, and so you don't have to type all of the script. You only have to type the stuff that we are missing. And so it's very, very important that when you are doing captioning, that you are paying attention to every single thing that is said and you are typing what is said. Because individuals who need captioning are individuals who cannot hear, or maybe people who have to watch the broadcast on mute, and so they want to be able to see the kind of information that we're giving them. And so everything that's said needs to be captioned correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove the auto-generated content. And so once it does that, it should have gotten rid of all these boxes. And if it doesn't do that, then what you can do is you can just delete these, or you can listen. Okay, so she started speaking right there. So I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to drag it over. And I know that Sine is the first one who's talking. And so I'm going to get the spelling of her name and I'm going to copy it using Control-C, and then I'm going to type, hello, I am Sine. And so right there was a break in the audio. And so if I hit enter, it'll create two boxes. And so this is where Malay is going to talk. And so now I got to back it up and I'm going to watch it. And so here I'd want to check to make sure the birthdays, their names are spelled correctly. If I needed to, I could just copy and paste and replace the text that was given to me or auto-generated for me. And so that can be really helpful. You can also split your screens between the broadcast and the script. So I can bring this over here, okay? And then you're ready to go to see what's happening on this side and what's happening over here. You can also zoom out if you need to, so you can see more of the broadcast. Anytime you need to add something, you can hit the little plus. Wherever your little cursor is, your little basically the playhead is, if you hit the plus, the box is going to be right there. And so you need to adjust it. If they're not saying anything, then the words need to be off the screen. You need to make sure that everything is spelled correctly. It's also important that we're following correct punctuation. So when we start a sentence, we capitalize it. When we are finished with the sentence, we have a punctuation. And all of that stuff is in the script. Now, when it comes to the interviews, you'll actually have to type out what the person is saying. That's where this auto-generated stuff can be helpful. Also, if you don't know how this person's name is spelled, the interviewers or the editors of the interview should have that person's name come up on screen so you can see his name is spelled right there, and so you can make sure that the captioning spells his name as well. We also need to make sure that we have the pledge. So even though the words for the pledge are on the screen, people who are hard of hearing do not know when we are saying the words to the pledge. And so you can see here it says, please rise for the pledge, I. And so it missed that, so I'd have to take the I off of here. And then I would put the I in front of this, and I would lowercase the word pledge. The only things that are capitalized are I, United States, America, Republic, and then God. In the pledge, those are the only things that are capitalized. And so as the person is saying the pledge, we need to make sure that the words are on the screen at that same time, because a person who is hard of hearing does not know when we are speaking because they can't hear that. So let's play this.
I pledge allegiance.
Okay, and so she said pledge allegiance, and so I should go ahead and hit enter. And so that separates it, so we know the next thing that they're going to say.
To the flag of the United States of America.
And so I can see right down here in this pause that they finished that, and so they took a breath, so it's a natural break. And so I can kind of shorten this because they stopped speaking right here.
To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God.
And so I could extend this because I know the word indivisible is going to come up. And so right here is where that break is. And so I'm going to come over here to the captions, and I'm going to hit enter. And so now it's going to play like this.
Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And then sometimes randomly at the end it has U, and I think that it just picks it up. And so if it's not supposed to be there, you can easily delete it. So I can delete this, but if I wasn't supposed to, I can do Control-Z and it will come back. Okay, and if you did accidentally delete it, you'll have to retype it. So if you have any questions, make sure you talk to myself or one of your other co-teachers, and then do a great job doing the captions. Thank you so much.